I know that I know nothing, and that is what makes me wise. Welcome, everybody, to the first episode of my channel, In God We Bust. My name is Alden Edmiston. I'm your host, and this first episode is titled In the Beginning. Now, let's rewind back to the year 1987. That's the year I was born, and my first experience was a feeling of sliding out of a water park slide with a bungee cord attached to my belly button. And when I was born into a family full of people with mental illness, and the same mental illness for each individual, which is what I call it. Other people call it being Southern Baptist. And the first words uttered were, I guess the abortion didn't take. No, that's not true. But what is true is that I'm one of 6 kids because that's how many times my mom lied about being on the pill. And that's a joke, too. But anyway, let's get back to the point at hand. 5 years later, let's fast forward. I remember a pinnacle moment of looking around and realizing that family gatherings were just simply a fact of life, mainly with my dad's side. And I remember thinking there's just something that I would later describe and as an at an older age as loud behavior. And there was something off about it. It just seemed programmed and unnecessary. And years later, I found out there's an actual scientific phenomenon called confirmation bias, which is the idea that if this many people agree with me, I must be right. But at the same time, where does that end? What makes that superior to the idea of Nazism, which is a large group way of thinking, or a group of pedophiles, or Muslims, Republicans and Democrats alike? It just felt like they were all subjected to the idea that they owed everything to this invisible thought warden. Now, if you represented every faith with dynamite and then represented every bit of truth in any of those faiths with explosive ingredients, then every single dynamite would be a dud. However, if you represent all of the depraved acts you see within various faiths, they would all be like trick candles. They would explode many times. And those depravities, pedophilia, murder, sacrifice, I mean, the swindlers, the televangelists that swindle thousands and millions of people that are just as useful as a section in a store that sells used condoms and used blow up dolls. Now, there's a lot of pressure growing up in my family to conform. And there's this tradition that my family mirrored, or my dad's side of the family mirrored, called Rumspringa. It's an Amish tradition where at the age of 16 to 18, before an Amish person would get baptized, they have the option of going out into the world of technology and determining if they want to live in that world or within the Amish community. And curveball, they have the option of trying to go back, but some of them are shunned completely, and others have a difficult time getting back in the Amish community. Now, let's put that in perspective. That's the option my dad had. He could either live with this faith and family or no family on his own. And that's what the problem is. It lies in the category of illusion of choice. And if you tell a lie enough, it becomes the truth. So he convinced himself, yes, I did choose this, along with all of these other siblings. But really, in the end, it was a conditional ultimatum.